Morning, it's Niall from Educator Warrior. So one of the things we're looking at most recently, one of the training modules that we're going through, is trying to reinforce the difference or even establish that there is a difference between situational awareness and being prepared to be situationally aware. So if you're going to deploy, and when I mean deploy, if you're out with your family, if you know you're going to go somewhere where there is an element of risk involved within it, unless it is an entirely secure area, there's always a risk involved. There's something that you may have to mitigate. There's something that you may have to process. That can be taking the family out to a restaurant, taking the family to cinema, deploying for law enforcement or for in a military capacity. When you know you're going, you've already begun the process of knowing that you're going to be situationally aware. We're going to have to be situationally aware. That you're going to be hyper-vigilant, that you're going to have to process information, that you're going to have to be aware of potential dangers and hazards. So if you're going into the city centre with your family and you come across a group of drunken men who are being belligerent, they're being loud, noisy and imposing their will upon others, either by noise or by actual violence. If you're going to anywhere where there's alcohol involved and you have your family there, or you're going to deploy into a high-risk area, you're going to do a specific arrest or perform whatever military action is you're going to do, much of it is the same. Obviously the level of risk changes. So we start to enter the state of vigilance bordering on hypervigilance depending on what the circumstance is. It's unique to you, it's unique to the circumstance, who you have with you. Pre-situational awareness is how we create the foundation upon which all of that happens. When we are deploying, when we know we are going to be deployed into a circumstance, it allows for that period of preparation. And it allows it. So what pre-situational awareness does is it removes this capacity for us to seek allowance. We're not seeking permission to be situationally aware. We don't need advance notice. It would be great if we always had advance notice that there was going to be danger imminent or danger coming or danger on the horizon. If we knew the enemy was going to attack at 6 a.m, then we would have everything ready at that time. So all your preparation, and whether that's defence in depth, the physical things that you put in place, your EDC, how you structure your vehicle, how you have medical kits, anything in your car, whatever you have on you're going to lawfully and legally defend yourself with, should the situation arise. But pre-situational awareness is creating an environment within yourself through preparedness, through conversation, through cognitive and behavioural improvement, is to remove, well, first of all, is to remove barriers to situational awareness. And that's a big deal, even just trying to remove the barriers and create an environment within yourself that you can respond to situations and circumstances that haven't allowed and permitted you to be situationally aware. And this is whether it's the unexpected circumstance, this is whether it is the ambush circumstance, this is the thing that happens that you didn't know was going. Perhaps you should have known it was going to happen in this circumstance, but we don't always know. We don't always have the capacity to know that such a thing is going to happen. And even if we did, we should have the capacity built in and trained into us to know how to respond emotionally before we can respond physically. And it is the difference between a flinch and a correct response, a flinch and a trained response. And those are entirely different things. So breath is the gateway for it. It allows us that preparation time to do it. It's something we can do constantly. The emotional development aspects is about education. Educate yourself on how to be better prepared at all times. Same with when you're suddenly involved in the combat, because that's what we're involved in danger, we're involved in combat, on how we're going to physically respond to protect ourselves, protect our family, and achieve mission. Whenever it happens, we don't ask for a pause so that we can do some more martial arts training, engage in some more ballistic combative training, ask for more ammunition to be sent, get down and do more push-ups. You are who you are when it happens. We don't then start to undertake fresh breath work to oxygenize our body or look at our carbon dioxide threshold and how we're going to respond. We don't try and pause the action or activity to calm the vagus nerve response. The fight flight kicks in. You are who you are when it happens. All the emotional development stuff, all the psychological development process that you put in place before is what you have when you come. So everything happens upstream. Everything happens in the preparation stage. Everything happens during training. And when we're talking about integrated combatives, it's integrated training. All of this should have happened during your training cycle, so that when the incident occurs, if you were going to ask for permission at all, it's permitting yourself to be situationally aware to provide the correct response. And that's what the development of your tactical intelligence, that's what the primary goal of your tactical intelligence should be. Preparation to be situationally aware on demand at all times.